My wallet is sobbing. I can hear it. I can hear it in the hall now. It is breaking down, crying.
It turns out that Attila, the arrogant so-and-so, he's got a fake hammer.
Oh, a fake?
Yeah.
Whoa. As I say, dick.
Welcome to episode 126 of the Allegiance podcast. And this week we have 3D Parts News, which is our new monthly segment for this year. We've tried to keep up with the 3D parts, and the 3D parts suppliers, Rich, they are keeping up with us.
They are churning them out. It's like, I didn't think it was that long since we did the last one. Yeah, I still had over 100 screenshots in my phone. And then I found extra stuff once I started looking as well. It's like, oh my good God.
Yeah, so we're recording this a bit earlier than usual, which is probably why you don't think it's that long, because it probably hasn't been that long since we recorded.
Yes.
But yeah, incredible amount of stuff that's been coming out, and exciting. It's creativity, and that's what we love in this show, isn't it? Creativity.
It is.
Yeah, that's what we try and keep doing with our weekly episodes, to be creative. And sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes it's easy, you know? Like a couple of weeks ago when the Horsemen did a new wave, that was easy.
Yeah. Big time. What I like with these two is you get so much stuff that comes out, and then you go, well, I want those 4 things, potentially at Legion's Con, so I'll have a little folder. And then you get to Legion's Con and no one's got a painted one. And you're like, oh, well. But there's so much other stuff that it doesn't matter. And something that didn't make that list of 4, you see a really cool painted version and go, oh, actually, I want that, actually. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think there's 2 or maybe 3 types of people that are in this thing now, which is the sculptors themselves. Then you got the printers, I suppose, as well. There's people that are sculpting and printing, which is a thing. And then you got the painters, and then you got the rare few that do the sculpting, printing, and painting, which is a lot of work. And there's the thing where you can just sign up to different like Patreons and stuff where you can just get the sculpts and you can get them for your own personal use to print at home. And there is, I think they also offer an option where you can buy them if you're a 3D shop or whatever and sell them as prints. And I think people do that. Some people do a mixture of that where they sculpt their own plus also buy extra and maybe realize what works best. Maybe, you know, selling someone else's sculpt is probably more cost efficient than, you know, because I guess you have to spend hours and hours doing the sculpting, you know, in the first place. And then how do you do your inventory for 3D printing? And, you know, you can't have a big 3D shop if you're doing the sculpting, I think. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. I don't think anyone's making huge bucks out of it, but it's a lot of fun nonetheless. Right, let's go through this stuff then, Rich. Get it done.
Oh, yes. Some good stuff here.
Custom parts, July 25. Look at this. He's doing a beautiful logo on the front and everything these days.
Well, I just nicked the one that you used last time and then just changed the date.
So that is our logo. Yeah. That is our logo, you know. So. Right. Kick it off. Ooh, this is a new one on me.
So this is bonkers. It's a company called Hottest Fuzz Customs. And it's not even a Mythic Legion's skeleton, but it's the right scale skeleton. So I imagine you can make this work with a Mythic Legion's one. And it's a skeleton trapped inside the middle of a ship's wheel. Or it could be a cart wheel or anything like that, really.
I think, it looks like a cartwheel to me.
Yeah. So you've got the sort of torso bit, and then the spokes and everything else sort of thing, and then you just attach your skeletal bits to it. It's absolutely crazy in terms of ideas and that sort of stuff. I mean, if you can get it to work with Mythics, then yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, Hottest Fuzz Customs. Where are they based?
I have no idea. I've never heard of them before. Okay. It was just one of these things that came up in my feed somehow. And I was like, I think I follow and that's awesome.
Right. Is that anything to do with the movie? I wonder the title. Good. No. Okay. No. Mow Away.
It might be, mightn't it? Yeah.
Yes. So obviously we can't do one of these without something from Mow Away because the sculpts are awesome. Diego's really good at this. So first up we have a hippo. So there's 2 different hippo heads. There's one with a little bun tied like a samurai type hippo, and then just a hippo head. and then they've done a torso as well. It's quite a buff hippo. I'd expect a fatter hippo than that, but he's quite a toned buff hippo. Yeah, so that's the first stuff up for
But if he's able to walk on 2 legs, he can work on his core a bit more.
This is true. This is true. And the samurai hippo head, again, that's one of these ones you're just like, oh, I've got to get that. Damn it.
No. Yeah, I love this. I love hippos, rhinos, any of those type of sculpts.
I just thought, if you get you could make him a sumo hippo.
Oh, you could do.
With a fat torso, yeah.
Yeah, or put a little tutu dress on him and he can be one of the ones out of Fantasia.
Yeah.
The head would still work without that torso. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, would I don't know. Yeah.
Then we have a load of bats. So there's a couple of cosmic ones in here, Mal. They're wearing goggles.
Yes, yes.
You've got just like not particularly furry bats with huge ears. You got very furry bats. You got furry bats wearing goggles. It's any sort of actual bat. So I don't think you can use necessarily any of these vampires except maybe the top left. But if you just want cool furry bat head sculpts, then these are pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And like Moe always does, there's versions of each one sort of thing. So it's quite good that you can just get that little different thing in your collection. And then on the right hand side are some orcs or ogres. I think you can go either size really. So again, typical sort of Moe sculpt on these. It's huge jagged tusks. There's a helmet with absolutely massive horns, and then there's another helmet with cheek spikes and spikes coming out the top and that sort of thing, which is a really cool design.
Yeah, like it.
And then he's done goats. Or satyrs, probably be better way of doing this. Bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got everything here. You've got curly horns, straight back horns, big beards, sideburns. The one on the top left looks like he's wearing curlers or maybe an American Revolutionary War wig, but it's still very cool.
Hilda Ogden goat.
Yes. So there's basically 8 different variations of the head sculpt. Sideburns without sideburns. Facials, the mouth's pretty much the same. All sorts of different head, horn variations and that sort of stuff. So it's very cool.
It is.
I've got a couple of goats already though, so I'm not sure how many goats I need.
Yeah. If you got
now, if someone was to do a sheep, then I'd have to get the sheep.
Doesn't Planetary Dog still have that sheep, or what is it? Some sort of a sheep, or
I don't know. Was it a goat?
I don't know. We can look it up.
Anyway,
Dwarf Lord.
Dwarf Lord toy designs. Some of the stuff they're coming out with at the moment is amazing. So there's it's like so the bottom left, start off with, it's like a dwarf, but the flesh is like Rockman sort of flesh. So I'll be getting one of these as a Rockman. But he's got a moustache, which self-respecting Rockman doesn't have a moustache.
And a beard.
And a beard, yeah. And like flaming top of his head and a little sort of strap across his head. It's a really, really good sculpt. I can't wait to see one of those painted up. It's pretty new in the release. I've not seen anyone paint one and put one up yet. You then have, so that one's called Archflame Kindle Rick. You then have Galactor. Now, I don't know if either of you can pick out where this idea came from. But it is a dwarf that looks suspiciously like Galactus. So he's got the Galactus helmet on, basically, with just a massive dwarf beard and a huge moustache. It's a very cool sculpt, though. And again, I'll have to get this one because Galactus is one of my favourite Marvel characters.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Then we have Crag-El, which I'm presuming is some sort of Superman reference.
Yeah.
This is more of a normal dwarf, although he's got a very fancy haircut for a dwarf. It's like a proper Victorian gentleman sort of haircut and a very neat beard. But again, a very good sculpt. Then you have Thrumgor Stonegrit, which is a credible name. Again, it can be a human or a dwarf, really, this one. But it's got a massive long beard braided into 4. There's like wooden spikes coming out of 2 of the braids. Bald head, really weathered face.
Are they not
very
bullets?
Cool sculpt. Oh, are they bullets, are they?
I don't know. I'm going to
they could be like really long bullet casings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Mel. They could be.
And then Mythics then.
Yeah. Well, unless you're
Well,
one of those people that
Dwarves
has
can
a
be
couple of-
steampunk.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a couple of guns in my mythics, but only a couple. And then we have Excellence Embermaw, which is like a dwarf whose head's on fire and his beard looks like it's flames rather than the normal hair. A fabulous sculpt. Again, I'd love to see what somebody does with this. I can imagine somebody like Guion or Mark doing like really cool flame effects and this sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't a sheep Planetary Dog had. It was a buffalo. Remember this one?
Ah, yes. Which you painted up for me.
Yes. There you go. So not a sheep, but a buffalo.
Yeah, so that's the sort of dwarfy stuff from Dwarf Lord Toy Designs. Then we just go all over the place
Still
next.
more in there as well.
Yeah, so you got Lady Liberty, so it's a Statue of Liberty head, basically, for Mythics. You have Rebar Jackal, which is in the top in the middle. It's like a cosmic face with long hair, breathing tubes, or like a breathing mask sort of thing on the front. What do you reckon to that one, Mal?
That's pretty cool. I'm not. It feels like it's a reference to something, but I don't know what.
It might be. Yeah, some of these probably are. I just don't
well,
pick
one of
them
them
up.
definitely is there, isn't it? It's. Oh no, not that one. Sorry. Yeah.
And then you've got a couple of steampunk sort of dwarves. Again, you could use them for cosmic. So there's the mohawk, the goggles, the sort of metal side plates, and then one's got a long beard and one hasn't. They're both pretty cool. If you're space dwarf,
Relder and
Actually, man.
Grimgo Grimchoke.
yeah. And then we have the Gloam Worm, which is
Cool.
that's really cool. It's like some sort of multi-eyed alien with massive teeth and horns and spikes jagging out of everywhere, and it's screaming like it's about to eat you. I love this. It's one of the craziest cosmic designs, but it's a really cool one. And then lastly, back on the bottom left, we have Borvan Ironhowl, which again is a great name. And this could be cosmic, well, sort of a cosmic steampunk sort of vibe again, isn't it? So it's basically a dwarf with a short beard, and then there's like not cybernetic, but like steampunk sort of stuff coming out the side of his face, like a tube and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Again, very cool sculpt. I'd imagine the space dwarf folks are going to love that. Right then, we're Monarch Slagman. I'm not sure what this. Initially, I thought, it's like an undead tree man, but I'm not sure if it's meant to be that or not. But it's like
Could
a
be molten
demon-y,
lava or something.
maybe, yeah. But it's a very angry demon-y looking face with some very cool textures on. You have Dustwolf Standard, which is just like a human face with weird haircut. Not particularly fussed about that one myself, but it's a new one. You have the Warboar. So
That's
it's a little
like him.
space pig here.
That's feeling very Mel Gibson vibes. So is that meant to be like a Mad Max reference or something? Or?
I see the likeness now you mention it. It could be, yeah. But yeah, the Warboar. So it's a boar with almost like a big beard, really, and massive tusks.
No, yeah. There's a Brave variant, which is a Braveheart reference.
Oh, the Braveheart. There we go.
Dust
Okay.
Wolf one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's right, Mal. You destroy my bit. No, that's fine. So the Warboar is really cool. I'm going to have a little pig faction
cool.
at some point in the future, so I'll definitely be picking up one of those. You're doing Cosmic Pigs, John. I'm going Mythic Pigs.
Yeah.
And then they have Scrap Tooth, which is, it's like a weird one, really. It's like someone's flesh is sort of there. So there's a bit of hair, a bit of flesh, but then there's exposed teeth. There's sort of a skeletal type look to it. It's a very cool sculpt. But again, I don't think I'd want to see someone paint one of those up to see what, to really see the details and see what it looks like.
And you got the gun there as well.
Oh, I forgot about the gun. And then there's the Gutter Steel axe gun. Who doesn't love an axe gun? So it's a blunderbuss, one-handed blunderbuss thing with a big axe underneath it.
Yeah.
Very cool weapon.
You've missed. Can I just honorary mention for one you've missed off, unless you did it last time and I've forgotten, the Immorto dwarf, which is sort of he's like a dwarf. Well, actually, he looks a bit more human, but he's his teeth are bone and that, and he's got a mask on, so it's meant to be sort of a hint at Immortan Joe, I'm guessing. They seem to be doing...
that's probably the one we did last month.
Did you do that last month? I can't
Come on, pay attention, Mal.
I know.
Jesus,
sorry.
Mal, I'm a professional.
As I say, terrible memory. Terrible memory.
Yes,
Dusk
we
Till
did that
Dawn.
last month.
He's got
Yes,
some,
so this
stands.
is this is an
cool.
exclusive thing for them. So normally Dusk Till Dawn I don't mean that in a patronising way, but they buy the sculpts and print them out, and they do lovely job of printing them. But now they started doing some stands. So there's 2 different versions. There's one which is the idea is to put like a torso and almost if you want to do a bust of a figure rather than have the legs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then you can use that. And then they've got another one with a couple of side bits on, so you can store the weapons basically with it. So again, that's in the picture on the right-hand side there.
A little bit as if like a knight stored his armour away and he's
Yes,
doing whatever
that's
he does
probably what it is,
without
Mal.
his
Yeah.
armour.
Yeah, you can see the legs going into the 2 boxes on the floor, couldn't you, really? It's just storing the armour there sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool for putting in a die or,
Yeah, that's...
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
photographers
absolutely.
to use.
Yeah. Then we have Blackbeard Tatch. We always have this guy on again, some awesome sculpts. This is a set of, I can't remember what we called them now, but it's almost like demon knight thing, but very stylized. So there's lots of sweeping curves in the helmets. There's a few different designs. Lots of big horns. I'd say sweeping curves sort of look to them. And then there's a couple on the left there where you can get one that's the mouthpiece is not covered. So you can see like the big horrible teeth with the gums receding and that sort of stuff. So a very cool look. I need to find out what he called the collection now because that's going to bug me otherwise.
right. And
they're cool.
got some more here. Some animals.
Yeah, so who doesn't love the anthropomorphic stuff?
Yeah. I feel like this cat one in the middle here, I feel like I've seen similar to that before.
Maybe, yeah.
Like
so that last set was called Wraiths, by the way.
Wraiths. Okay.
And then this one is called the Outlaw Predators.
Okay.
Which is a very cool set. So top right, you've got like a Bigfoot gorilla type looking guy. You can have a closed mouth or an open mouth with giant horns sweeping back like a demon. That's a pretty cool sculpt. Top left there, you've got a bird. I'm sure somebody can tell me what type of bird it is. I have no idea. But again, it's designed to go on, not on like the 4 horsemen bird bodies. It's designed more to go on.
It was an eagle when I saw it, but yeah, you might
be
right.
Could be an eagle, maybe.
Something else.
Yeah. And then you've got a couple of, I'm not sure if they're a particular type of big cat species, but closed mouth and open mouth sort of shouting cat heads. You have a cat dressed as a witch finder. I will 100% be getting that. That's amazing.
Do you know what? I reckon you could just stick that on the Kai Pasha body and just leave it, and that would be perfect.
Oh, Jesus, you could, Mal. Yeah, paint the hat up to go with that.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I might have to do that myself.
Yeah, that's a brilliant one. And then there's
a pistol, flintlock pistol.
Yeah. Or, an axe.
Well, it gave me Solomon Kane vibes.
Very much so. Yeah, absolutely. And then on the bottom right there, you've got it's a terrible picture, and I couldn't find a better one. But it appears to be a cat, a big cat again, wearing some sort of stylized samurai type helmet, which again looks pretty cool. Yeah. It's very interesting to see one of those painted up. Does some very good sculpts, Blackbeard Tatch. Very different sculpts. These are more Blackbeard Tatch, but he's done them for Rocket Fist. I presume
this one on the left.
Josh Brown Customs will get them in because they normally share stuff. Yeah, so there's a Cosmic one on the left, which is just a giant squid cuttlefish type thing with a giant brain on. Loads of details, loads of little ball type nodules inside it. Really cool sculpt. I haven't seen a painted one yet, but
could it be that some other creature just laid their eggs in the head?
Oh, it could be.
Ooh.
That would be a good way of doing it, yeah.
Yeah. Creepy.
and there'll be another version with all the things just bursting out.
Gonna sleep well tonight.
Yeah. And then the other one, I think is an older sculpt, but I've not seen it before. So it's quite a thin knight's helmet with an absolutely enormous plume that looks a bit like a tree sticking out the top of it. Again, I can imagine if people paint that right, it could look incredible.
Yeah. Right
then, Borderland Horde. So Borderland got some great stuff this month. So this is Fangwood of the Hollow Grove. I'm presuming it's meant to be like an undead knight type sort of thing, as if he'd wandering through the forest. So you got a torso, pauldrons, head, shield, and sword. So you can get full set if you want to.
Nice.
There's some sort of like sun with a face symbol on the torso, like tattered cloth sort of look.
Looks like a cranky sun.
Yes. The helmet looks as if it's seen better days, and sort of sinister eyes behind it. And the pauldrons again, almost like there's sort of wood vines going through them, sort of thing. Then the shield has got the center boss looks as if it could be like an eye type thing, and again with the vines or the tree branches going up that, and a really cool shape. And then again with the sword, it's like a proper battered old sword, but again with that eye motif and the tendril sort of look. It's a really great set. I love this set.
Really good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, next one there. Oh wow!
So again,
This one.
Borderland Horde again. These are Gianart sculpted. Little cats. You'll love the cats. So you got just a stern face looking cat at the bottom there, with or without an eye patch. And then at the top, you've got an open mouthed cat as if he's shouting at somebody, again with or without an eye patch, but almost like an Arabian type headscarf across sort of thing. You can see him skipping through the alleyways of somewhere in the Middle East, Aladdin style stealing of stuff. And then you have a couple of really cool swords. It's the same sword, but different looks on it. Lots of different angles. It's got me in curved swords and curved blades. I love them. So it's got lots of angles and curves and some really intricate sort of line work inside the blade.
Filigree, come on.
Thank you, John.
If you're going to grammar me, I'm going to vocabulary. I'm going to out vocabulary you. Do you think this is
Buffalo sheep man?
Do you think this is 2.0 scale?
I didn't actually check it on the website, but yes, I would imagine it's probably designed to go onto a smaller body.
Borderland Horde sculpted by Jason. So
Jason
he does
Rodriguez.
some work for them that's not available elsewhere. Right.
So most of their stuff is generally by Gian, but it looks like they do a few things with Jason in the past, and they're certainly doing more now. Really interesting set of stuff. So there's lots of weapons. So there's 3 swords there's one on, I think that top one, Mal, you probably use as a cosmic weapon. It's got that sort of very straight blade. A hole, you could see that maybe as some sort of power sword. The bottom sword on the right there, it's got a bone sword with a spiked handle to it, so that's really cool. And then another cool sword there on the left. Then you got a warhammer on the far right there, really brutal looking warhammer. Not just a warhammer, but it's got spikes on the end of it as well. And then you got a double-bladed hand axe in the middle there. So some very cool weapons. And then you got 3 heads. The pictures weren't the best in the world. No disrespect, Borderland Horde guys. But I've done my best with them. So you've got like a metal faceplate. It could be a helmet on the top left there. With like a spiked hood almost as well. Again, it's one of these sculpts I'd love to see somebody paint it up to really see the details coming out. Underneath that, you've got like an undead Viking sort of thing, but again, very, very stylized angles. You could almost see it in a cosmic type thing because the angles are so stylized and so straight. And then there's a weird bird helmet face there with feathers going at the back. It looks like it was designed to be like a raven or something like that, and there's like leather straps across the nose. Again, you can see this using like a steampunk sort of environment, I think.
Yeah. Very cool. I think my favorite there is the bird patchy type with the feathers.
Yes, it's very good. I love that sword, the bone sword on the bottom right there, with all the intricacies. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah, the swords, they have great weapons, actually, Borderland Horde. Yeah, so.
They do. Yeah. Okay, so we looked at the Red Panda last time. This is by Angelij. I apologize for butchering that pronunciation. But, and there's a little arrow there to emphasize it, there's a little spider that he showed this time as well. It's a little spider companion to go with it. I'm not sure where you can get the spider. I know Corey normally has most of Anjay's stuff available, Corey Schwarzenhofer, so he could well have that as well. But what a cool little spider.
It is super cute. And also scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
Oh, right more then. Spider.
Yes, more spider action. Then we got action figure fusion. Again, this is like all their stuff is available through various people like Dust Till Dawn, Blue Inferno figures, that sort of stuff. This is the Spider Goddess. So it's a full-on spider body, all one piece, the lower bit, and you can buy it by itself if you want to put your own torso, etc. on it. But it also comes with torso, a couple of different heads. It's a female head, obviously with a goddess, long hair, big crown, and then there's a torso, there's a sword, there's like all the action figures, a full set of stuff, basically.
Yeah, this is
and you can have it as a spider, or you can have it with just normal legs as well, which they tend to do now as well.
What do you think of this, Matt?
I think she's awesome. Gotta go with spider version of her though. Creepy ass.
Okay, are we done here? Can I get this off my screen?
Yeah, we can get this off the screen. That's fine.
No offense to the sculptor, amazing work.
Yeah. And then we have the Vampire Knight. So there's a painted in head here where they started doing, I'm not sure if they're doing it or Dust Till Dawn are doing it because I got these pictures from their website. But there's like a painted up version or a stylized, this is what you can do with it sort of thing. So it's a vampire wearing a face mask. It's got long hair, really heavy mask over his face. You can imagine him just taking that off and then eating somebody. Then underneath it, you've got a couple of helmeted vampire heads as well. Again, one with a face mask, one without the face mask. Very pointy helmets. There's lots of jagged edges. You wouldn't want to stand on that in the night when you're trying to go to the toilet or something and someone hasn't put it away properly. There'd definitely be a bloody foot involved. The torso is relatively basic, but I think goes well with the helmet. It's that sort of flowing lines, but not too much going on. And then
that already exists.
Yeah, it was with this set, but I think maybe it's a slightly different version of one they've done before, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Because I was looking at it and the shield, and I was going, I'm sure I've seen that shield before as well. In fact, we'll see a very similar shield in a minute.
Yeah.
And then you've got the sword with the bat wings on it, and then a bat wing, except it's not a bat wing, it looks more like a dragon wing, shield. So shaped like a pointed wing sort of thing. So that's very cool.
Okay. Next one.
And then the Blood Armor Warrior. I wonder where they got that name from.
Come on.
So, yeah. So again, I'm guessing it's meant to be like a vampire type setup. Again, you've got 3 head versions. So you've got a fully helmeted head with pointed spikes going up. Very simple armor, but there's lots of like grooves in it and that sort of thing. So imagine like a contrast paint or something would probably fill it in pretty well, or dry brushing would give you a good effect. You have the same helmet, but part of the face mask is gone. Not all of it. There's a little bit there still, but you can see the sort of face underneath it. And then there's an unhelmeted head with really long hair. And then again, torso, legs, etc., to go with it again. It gives me a vague vibe of the armor that the aliens, the Necromancer aliens, had in Riddick. Riddick Chronicle. That sort of look to it.
It's also, I'm guessing, meant to be sort of similar to Dracula's armor, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
If they're going to call it blood armor, should they not have colored it a little bit red then in these renders?
Possibly, but
maybe. Yeah, I had seen one of these painted up though, so in red actually, by Mark Field in the UK. So I now know where the sculpt came from, and it's a very cool one. And again, fancy sword and a winged shield.
Winged shield, yeah.
So our old friends at Prop Masters. So we talked about Edu on our last show. These are two really bizarre skulls. Initially, I was thinking it's going to be dinosaur skulls, and then I saw the skulls and I was like, no, those aren't dinosaur skulls. It's almost like alien lizard type things, and there's something. Yeah, and they're
still get reptile kind of vibe.
They do very much so. Yeah. So you got the one on the left there with rows of very sharp teeth, lots of sockets. So you're expecting the eye socket, but then there's olfactory sockets and all sorts of stuff going on there, and then a row of horns on the top of the head. And then the one on the right is I'm going to call it a chubby lizard. It's more of a rounded head. Again, lots of very sharp teeth and a couple of horns, but that sort of rounded feel to it. And then there's a really cool bone sword option as well with serrated edge. So like a smooth actual blade and then serrated back to it. Yeah, that's very good. Prop Masters haven't done anything in ages, but the last couple of months now they did an Undead set that we talked about last time. And now they've done this set. So hopefully they're coming back because their sculpts are great. Right. And this is our old friend, Brian C. I often think Brian can see directly into my mind because everything he makes pretty much is something I look at and just go, oh my God, I need that. And then I inevitably find myself at his table in Legions Con buying said stuff. So we got 3 knight helmets and then a very weird helmet. So if we start off on the left, it's like a crusading knight sort of helmet. So it's got the cloth top and knotted around the top. But then there's a full face mask with really weird eye plate things as if you could lift it up and the nose. It's a really cool sculpt. I will definitely be getting that. Next to it, you have it's like a Norman, I think someone described it as. Type helmet with a big nose guard, side guards, but a really plain helmet. And then a very fancy
about their sinuses, huh?
And it's got a very fancy handlebar moustache though, so that will be a good effect to it as well. Then on the far right, we have another what I describe as like a Crusader King type helmet. Quite fancy at the top, big side plates, and then a face mask. This time you got eye holes, so you can actually see through it rather than lifting up stuff, and the nose there. And then the really weird one of the three,
the best.
And I don't know if it's weird because it's on a Templar body, but it's more of a cosmic thing. Is a little while ago, Brian did an entire head that was like a crustacean-y alien parasite type head, but now he's got it on top of a human as if it's sort of slow. It's like you can imagine it with its teeth and tendrils in the human's brain,
like a head hugger,
and it's controlling. Yeah, it's like a head hugger type thing, but not that. It. But again, for cosmic, that's going to look really cool.
Yeah.
Then we have one of the more random ones. So it's Josh Brown Customs exclusive, and it's 2 chest plugs for cosmic figures. But randomly they're pirate themed. So I'm sure people can find a way to make it work. One of them is a typical skull and crossbones on the right hand side there, and then the one on the left is skull and crossbones, but I think it was wearing a cap or something like that.
It does look a bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So they're a bit different.
Cool. It's always cool to have options for
absolutely,
yeah, for those bits, yeah, definitely.
Then we have one thing. So Rogue Printing Machine does a lot of stuff through his Patreon where it's other people's sculpts, but this is one he did himself. So it's basically like a cosmic samurai / Oni sort of helmet. So it's clearly a cosmic helmet, but it's got the big horns coming out the top and the horns or tusks coming out the side by the mouth. It's a very cool sculpt. If someone has one of these painted up at Legions Con, I will be pushing people out of the way to get it.
There you go.
Then our friend, I say that loosely, Anthony, after I'd finished this slide pack and then he dropped this. I'm only joking, Anthony. But yeah, after I finished the slide pack and then he dropped this. So this is 5 heads even, and an axe sculpted by Tiago Conti, who works with Anthony quite a bit, I think. And it's going to be available on the Toy Forge soon, so contact Anthony.
There is a head in the axe.
Oh, there is. There's a little face in the middle of the axe. Oh, nice. But in terms of the dwarfs, you've got 3 top left, 3 bearded with like a shaved side of the head and a little quiff, I would describe it as, on top of the head.
Yeah.
Middle, you've got a very cool ram's helmet look with one big braided beard right down the middle. Top right, you've got like a top knot. No dwarf should have a top knot. But a very cool looking face with, I'm not sure if it's creases on top of the bridge of the nose or whether it's some sort of tattoo marked pattern or not. That's very cool. You've got a hooded dwarf. Again, this could be a mage or something, couldn't it, Mal? Bottom right.
Yeah.
It's got that look about him. And then there's a dwarf miner on the bottom left there with a big lamp on top of his helmet. And then the very cool hand axe, pickaxe, with a dwarf's head sculpted into the middle of that.
Guess you use that with your miner.
Yes, but very cool set of stuff. And it's really great that Anthony's got some more stuff coming on the Toy Forge.
Yeah.
Because this stuff's always good.
Absolutely.
Please don't tap me with a sword at Legion's Con, Anthony. Old Skull Customs. So we have this guy every month. He does themes, so he'll, like the month it's like witches, wizards, mages, warlocks sort of thing, and then he'll do 7 or 8 different sculpts across it. So far left we have what you probably describe as a typical human wizard. There's the long beard, there's the floppy Gandalf style hat, but the hat's pulled really low, so you can't, certainly in these
renders,
pictures, but renders, thank you. You can't see much of the face at all, so it'd be interesting once you see one in hand. That's very cool. Then you have like a voodoo witch doctor type thing next to it. Very cool. A few different companies have done the sort of voodoo witch. You can have a proper crew of them now, I think, with all the different people that are doing it. But the guy's got a little smirk on his face, the typical sort of hat with the feathers and some bones in. Top right, you then have like a forest dryad priestess type sort of thing. The horns come out randomly, hence that picture. So she's got big antlers coming out the side of her face, big pointy ears sticking out, and long hair. It's a very cool sculpt. I do like that. Yeah. And then you have a similar thing, but she's wearing a witch's hat. So all of a sudden the antlers they're sticking out through the side of the hats, but there's rope tied around it, which is a really nice touch. It almost looks like it's felt. It's got that sort of texture, sort of look to it. And then again, it's quite low, so you can't see too much of the face.
You could use her for all sorts, couldn't you? Even though the antlers are there, you could sort of, it doesn't necessarily mean they're coming out of her head like the one above.
It doesn't, no.
So
they could be attached or something.
Just some sort of, witch that lives in the forest or something.
Yeah. And then this is the rest of the series. So you have, there's a lot of characters we've seen this week with a third eye in the middle of their forehead. Here's another one. It's a bald human mage with a beard. And you're like, oh, here we go again. But this one's got a blindfold on, or a piece of cloth across his eyes, so you can't see his eyes at all. But above the cloth, he's got a third eye in the middle of his forehead. I really like this sculpt. I think it's a very cool way of doing it.
Yeah.
Then next to it, you have a neck. I think it was described as a necromancer. So it's pretty much a skull, but it's got 4 eyes, which is creepy as hell, quite frankly. The teeth are all clear there, and it's got a weird head ridge too. So I can see you using it as an alien quite easily in Cosmic or something as well, if you wanted to see, like a skeletal alien.
Definitely.
Next to that, you've got like it could be a gnome wizard or anything like that, couldn't it? It would work really well for that sort of thing. So it's a forest wizard. So you've got, again, the long beard, the hat pulled really low down, but the hat is toadstool shaped, and there's bits of fungus growing out of the hat, which is a very cool look. And then lastly on the right, you have another witch doctor, voodoo witch doctor, but this one's undead. So it's a skeletal skull with the same sort of hat, but then there's a mouth with teeth in the middle of the hat, which is bonkers, but I really like it.
Yeah, same.
I don't know how you'd use it, but it just looks cool.
So will you pick this one up if you can get it?
If I see a decent painted version, I will definitely. And then it'll sit there for 3 years while I try and decide how I can use it. But it's such a cool sculpt.
Yeah.
Jason Rodriguez. So I haven't seen any more than this initial picture, but it's a robot dog. So watch out, Cosmic. The articulation, I'm not sure about there, whether it's just a static piece. This is all we've seen now, but it's, it's like K9 but done properly.
So do you think this is for 3D printing, or do you think this is maybe some other project he's working on?
I don't know. He didn't show it as something different, because I know he's working on that Mesoamerican line, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he didn't say that this was something different, so I think this is for 3D printing.
Okay.
But it's got the singular eye as well, and I imagine it'd probably go quite well with some of the stuff that Anthony at Noble Bear has been doing as well, and Carver Customs, those sort of robot type looks for Cosmic. I think, I don't know these characters apart from the one on the right here, but I'd imagine it's skirting the line and also going over the IP infringement line, but we'll skip past that. So there's 4 night sets coming up. So the one on the right is definitely from a game, because I've got a version of this that Brian C did a few years back. It's a very fat knight with rolls of fat, but the armor's sculpted to go around the rolls of fat. Then it's got like a weird eyeless helmet. The shield's pretty cool. The shield's like a round shield with a big point sticking out of the middle. And then the one on the left-hand side, maybe an elf knight or something like that. It's a very slim torso, but there's a scarf piece to go over the top. The head or the helmet's got a big flowing sort of plume out the back, so you can imagine like an elf lord or something.
It kind of looks like they've got a mask covering their face, though, doesn't it? You can't really see a face.
You can't see. No, I'd imagine. It's either going to be like almost like a mesh mask sort of thing, or something like that, maybe.
So this is Jason Rodriguez still?
It's still Jason Rodriguez, so you can get it at various places. Dustle Dawn definitely have them. So, yeah. And then here's the other 2. And again, I don't recognize them, but I'm pretty sure there's IP stuff going on here. So we're on the left. Again, knight torso. Again, the Clothgood sort of a scarf type look, which I really like. More of a traditional knight helmet, and then a very fancy looking shield with lots of patterning on it. And the one on the right is a bit bonkers.
Feels like it's a vampire-esque armor, doesn't it?
Yes. Or looking at the torso, I could also even imagine it as like a cosmic type thing. It's got that sort of that vibe that you could use it as that. I know it's not designed for that, but I think you probably could. Yeah. It's got a Mahusiv sword, a very chiseled sort of torso. Could be a female torso, actually, looking at the way
I think it is.
Curves in and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Quite a narrow helmet with big metal points that go up, and then a really long, narrow shield. But a very cool looking figure. John, could you go back to the previous slide for a second for me?
Yeah.
Forgot to say. So this one on the left here, it's designed as well so the sword goes through like through the back. It attaches to the back, or
okay.
Which I'm guessing maybe is in the cloth piece. So it goes through that. A couple of the images I saw was with the sword through that.
Right, and last but not least,
it's just the very last one. Wow, this is a quick one. This is the bonus item that came with the Jason stuff. So I really like this. It's got like a fire pit sort of thing on the right hand side. There were some flames coming out, and then a really cool curvy sword. There's a shield with a sun emblem on it, which again, a bit of a different shield. A fairly traditional looking helmet, but the pauldrons look like they got maybe feathers on them to give that different look. And the torso again's got the sun effect in the middle. And then the head to the right is bonkers. It's like humanesque at the bottom, and then all of a sudden there's tendrils coming out of it and weird stuff going across the face, which I guess you could probably do as a mask or as just something weird that's coming out of the human head.
Very good. There's your 3D parts.
Oof, almost lost my voice again.
Wow. Well done, Rich. Great work on that.
Yes.
Keeping us above water. On
Some great stuff.
Yeah.
It's like some of that Dwarf Lord toy design, so like the Rock Man and that sort of stuff. It's like, oh dear. We've already got a few Rock Men, it's just going to keep going.
So now, new screenshots folder is opened for next month.
Yes, nothing's in it yet, but I'm sure there's about 10 things already on Instagram and that I haven't seen that will be going straight in there.
Right. Something else I saw this week, so might be a bit old news by the time you hear this, is Nippon Adventures from D13 Toys, Chris Gorwich. So he's doing Japanese style characters. That's his next Kickstarter coming possibly in February. I guess you guys might be excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the sort of Oriental stuff, so I'll be really intrigued to see what these look like.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what he does.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in the sort of angelic and the religious line at all, sort of thing. So, be nice to support Chris, and if they look good, then yeah, definitely be in on it.
But probably use parts from, or the book system at least.
Oh, no doubt.
From
I would have
Biblical
thought
Adventures.
definitely, yeah. But I quite like the description. So they were saying it's not just going to be ninjas and samurais. It's going to be ninjas, samurais, geishas, lords, traditional like foresty creature beings, type all sorts of different stuff.
Suggestion at some movie and TV tie-ins.
Yes, they said that, didn't they? Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
Very good. So follow along D13 Toys on the various socials if you're interested in that. But I'm sure if you're in the Mythics community, you've heard of Chris. He looks after all the production for Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Four Horsemen stuff. I mean, he doesn't do the production. He's the guy that's kind of project managing the production with the factory in China. So
yeah, and does it for a few other companies as well, doesn't he? Some of the smaller companies. So.
Yeah.
And if you ever go to Legions Con, you'll definitely hear Chris because he's extremely loud with quite the cackle. So yeah, you'll hear him at some point. That's the one.
That's him, yeah. And back to the grammar stuff. If I called you an erstwhile friend, would you be offended?
Yes.
Yeah. I never really thought about that before, but erstwhile means former. And for me, people misuse it all the time, I think.
They do.
As kind of, esteemed instead of the word esteemed, maybe, esteemed.
Yeah, or I've heard people use it as like a part-time sort of friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, yes, I would be offended, John.
Good. Well, there you go.
Not as offended as I was when Mal suggested I missed out one of the heads earlier. That was probably offended at that.
I'm sorry to question your professionalism.
Very good. Well, enjoyed this episode. I'll be meeting up with Rich in Bristol over the next couple of weeks, so that's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. I hope you're not as busy at work by the time that rolls around.
Probably will be, but we'll almost be at the end of it at that point. So
very good. We'll have a beer anyway and see.
We'll just be doing easy things like making board papers and that sort of stuff. Rofsted's final design for stuff and that sort of thing. So easy,
exciting. Yeah. All right. Anything else from you, Mel?
All good here. Ready?
Yeah.
No, just I'm looking forward to San Diego Comic Con, which is the preview nights tonight as we record this.
Yeah.
Because they always drop something you're not expecting.
Well,
like a lot of the cons, they share everything in advance, whereas San Diego, they drop stuff, so that's always exciting.
By the time this goes out, it'll have been and happened, so
we'll
be talking about it in a few weeks.
Yeah, so we'll see whether, depending on the amount of Legions news, whether we do that as a bonus Patreon episode or whether we do it in the main feed as a regular episode. We'll have to see how that turns out.
Jeremy said the other week on his show that there's going to be a lot of reveals over the next few weeks in terms of Legion stuff. So there should be plenty of news. That's very exciting, and there should be plenty.
We'll be into August now, so the pre-order will be is over. Einmal, so probably maybe something else already up. We're already late talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Possibly a figure obscura, although it seems a bit early for that. So something else. Maybe Legacies of Mythos. Oh. Exciting.
Maybe. Yeah. It's exciting. Stay safe out there, everybody. And remember, after the furore on the Cabal over the Four Horsemen pin at San Diego Comic Con, if you go and you get one, keep it safe, keep it secret, keep it hidden, in case you get mugged.
It's far too late.